Hi, me again. Today's video is going to take a look at creating templates to use in AutoCAD. I'm also going to show you how you can set a template as the default template and also how you can restore back to the AutoCAD default settings. So to start with, let's have a look here. I have on my desktop a file called AutoCAD Template, and you'll notice it is a DWG file. Now this basically means it's not a template. If I were to open this, it would open a file which is exactly that one with that name. Now what this means is if I now hit save or do Control S, I'm overwriting that file. So if you do start from an existing DWG file, you must remember to immediately save as with a different file name. Now if you actually set up a true template, you don't ever need to do that, because the file, rather than being opened up as the template file or what you think is the template, it will be opened up and it'll be called drawing 2, drawing 1, whatever. So if you then hit save, it then prompts you to do a save as anyway. Of course you can open the individual template to make changes, but it's much easier just to create a file from the template. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, first of all, let's have a look and see what's in this file. Well, I have a couple of different layouts, and these layouts have print settings on them. They have sizes, and they also have some information around the outside. So they have marginal data, marginalia, around the outside of the viewports. So quite useful, and it is what you should have in all of your drawings, particularly when you're going to print them. The other thing I have in here is I have a variety of layers, and I have by default some of them frozen and some of them showing. I will also have built-in different text styles and dimension styles for me to use within this drawing. What I need to do now is do a save as, and rather than me saving it as a default DWG file, I'm going to change it to DWT, which is AutoCAD Drawing Template. This opens up a new location for me to put my drawing templates. So in here, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it AutoCAD Temp to differentiate from AutoCAD Template, and I'm going to say save. I'm not going to put a description in here, I'm just going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to say don't update any relative paths. The reason you might need relative paths in there is if you had used any external references or loaded any bitmap or raster files, you do need to know where they are. So if you are using them in your template, you need to make sure you have updated the relative paths. Okay, I'm now going to close that file down. Now you'll notice that I have two files here now. I have my AutoCAD Template, which is the DWG file, and I have the AutoCAD Temp, which is the DWT file. And you'll notice there are different paths to get there. Now what we actually want is we want it so that if I click on here to say start drawing, it starts using this as my default template. Now at the moment I can come down to here and I can scroll down and I can actually find my template. But that's not quite what I want. I want to actually make it so that that is the default when I open it. So easy way of getting there. You need to be on a work screen for this to work, so you can't just be on the start screen. You need to actually be on working on a drawing. Right click and say options, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the template settings, and under the template settings we want to change the default file name for QNew. So rather than it being the blank one as we had there, we're going to change it from none, and we're going to browse and we're going to find the one that we want to be our default template. I'm going to click open here and then apply, and you'll notice it's put in the path to that particular file, and I click OK. Now if I go back into here, if I hit the start drawing, it comes straight away, and you'll notice that I've got my A4, A3, and I also have all the different layers that I had in this drawing, and I would also have my text and dimension styles. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's how you set up and use a custom template. And the last thing I'm going to show you is, if that's not what you want, how you then reset this back to its defaults. The simplest way of doing this is to find AutoCAD in your start menu and simply right click on it and then say more and open the file location. This will show you where the files are saved, which are your program files. All you need to do is double click on reset settings to default, reset custom settings, and it does the job for you. Now you do have to be careful if you do this, because it also deletes any templates that you've put in there. So you do have to be absolutely sure that that is what you want to do. Otherwise, make sure you've taken a backup of any templates that you have used. Okay, in a nutshell, that's how to set up and use templates in AutoCAD. It does work in any version. I'm just using 2018 here, but that's what I've got set up on this machine. I hope it's been useful, and once more, thank you for listening.